Hello, hello, Elsie here to do your sneak peek for the week. What week is it? I don't know. When are you getting here? It depends on when you get here. So the sneak peek for the week goes for the next 7 days from whenever you see this. Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you so, so much. You know that I do. Got 12 decks to my left. Going to read a little bit from each of those decks and give you whatever energy comes up for the next 7 days. Thanks for clicking here. Listen, the only thing I have to tell you other than please stop watching tarot for just your sun sign. You don't really know what's going on if you don't watch tarot for anything else but your sun sign. I get it. I get it that you do, but look, natal charts are free everywhere, and even if you don't have your exact time of birth, you can get through it by just, the AM and the PM energy. I'm going to mark everything down below in the description. So look in the description of this video if you're not able to see the chapters, which I do set timestamps, and so those are all in the description if you can't find your way through the chapters if they aren't showing up on your device. Thanks for doing that. And so the only other thing is I've got a sale on. So I've got a sale on my pre-recorded readings, and the pre-recorded readings only go on sale for, once every 3 or 4 months. So that's going on right now, 10% off of my pre-record. So click on the link to Hypsee, which is in the pinned comment right below the video, and you will be able to see all my prices and my packages that are going on, that are available and on sale at this time. If you're interested in a reading that is live, then I'm doing those as well. And please click on the link to Hypsee and look at my schedule. I've got a call tonight with Tina. I'm really excited about that. All right, so enough blah, blah. Let's get to it here. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm doing great. My windows are open, so you're probably going to hear whatever's going on in my neighborhood. People beating their kids, yelling at people. I don't know what's going on. Just kidding. People who beat their kids around here. Just saying. All right, let's get to it. Tell me about Aries, my fire family. Aries, are you getting through this? I feel like you are, because you're tough like that. But I feel like I think that the most intense energies are beginning to dissipate. I feel it anyway. Like I've told you guys before, I'm a Taurus sun, but I've got mostly Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo in my chart. So I was feeling the energies really intensely. They have dissipated. Maybe just for me. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Let's find out what's going on for you, Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, not just the sun signs, right? We've got, we started with the Page of Cups. Look at that. Surprise. Something's coming up, friend. The Three of Cups. Is this a surprise invitation? Like it feels like it could be a surprise invitation. A group of people show up and say, hey, we're going out. We're going out tonight. Do you want to come with us? It feels like it could be something like that. It feels like reunion energy. Could be a surprise reunion. Look, maybe you're out at the mall with the kids and you don't expect that you're going to bump into somebody there, and you do. It could be that. We've got the three of Pentacles. What's going on, Aries? What's going on? And then the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So I'm going to say that this does not feel bad. So if this is a surprise bump in with somebody, or an invitation to do something, to reunite with somebody or someone or a group of people, or just to go out and socialize and have fun, go to a celebration or be in an energy of celebration, I feel like it probably is with someone that you already know, because the Three of Pentacles is here, and that is partnership, right? That's friend of a friend, or somebody who's in your community or already in your network. This could be a group of people that you already know that you're in partnership with. So it feels like practical energy. So I'm your friend of a friend. It feels like we're getting together as a group for some of you, and for others, somebody wants to reunite with you, talk about practical things. The Queen of Pentacles is here, so it doesn't feel like it's bad. It feels like it's something that you value. I feel like you value this partnership. I feel like you are probably going to say yes, for those of you who have the opportunity to say yes, because for somebody here, I feel like it's going to be a bump in. That's what it feels like for somebody here. Because the Page of Cups is here. Now, the Page of Cups, of course, depending on what's around it, can take on many meanings. And one of the Page of Cups meanings is an apology. So it feels like you might get a long-awaited apology from somebody that I feel that you valued the partnership with, but possibly they said something or did something that was not necessarily your favorite. Let's find out what the Page of Cups is all about. This is really humble, sweet energy, I'm going to say. Tell me about this. We've got the Page of Swords. Look, we got all the pages coming out here. Page of Swords Two of Cups for some of you, and the Eight of Cups. Okay, it does feel definitely like, it doesn't feel like you were dating. I'm just going to be honest. I don't feel that here because the Page of Swords is here with the Two of Cups. It feels like somebody was sort of maybe eyeing you up, or you were eyeing someone else up to be to be in a partnership and maybe deepen the bond a little bit. I don't think that happened because the Eight of Cups is here. It feels like somebody freaked out, skedaddled, like somebody ran. It feels like the Eight of Cups told me that they got in so deep, put their toe in the water, and then it freaked them out too much and they left. It feels like they departed or became detached, and maybe you felt something building. Now, this could be a friendship, right? Maybe you felt that you were sort of sharing things with this person that they may not share with everyone else, or maybe that you may not share with everybody else. But it does feel like with the Page of Swords that somebody was observing from a distance the Two of Cups. And so it doesn't feel like we really got into a relationship, or we really got to go out and do things just one-on-one or have a conversation one-on-one. It feels like somebody was observing, maybe I should do that. But look, the 2 and the 8 of Cups are here, and that's 10. So I still feel like they want to do it. Look, I feel like this, for some of you, like I said, is a bump in. I don't see the Tower, but it's a feeling that I have. It feels like it's a bit of a bump in, or you are invited out by a group, or somebody who's invited a bunch of other people out as well, and you could just bump into this person in that group. Or maybe you know that they usually hang out with this group. Tell me what else is going on here. We've got the the Knight of Cups. We've got the 4 of Wands. Oh boy, Aries. The 4 of Swords. Look, I feel like someone has thought this whole situation over. That's what it feels like. I've thought about the situation. I think I know what I want. The 4 of Wands is here, next to the Knight of Cups. And that tells me that this is going to the next level, or that somebody wants to possibly explore how we can take this to the next level. Now look, for those of you who aren't looking for romance, the 3 of Pentacles is here. So it could be in a partnership. It could be in a business partnership. It could be friendship, community. It could be just cooperation, collaboration, right? It could be that. But the 4 of Swords is here to say, I've kind of had a chance to think about it. I'm sort of got stability of the mind. 4s are about stability. Swords are about communication and connection. Also what we're thinking, right? So it does feel like somebody is trying to take this to the next level in a very practical way. That's what it feels like, yeah. Oh, I've got a chair here. I'm just going to push this out of the way. Hang on. Is it out of the way? No, hang on. There we go. Okay. It bothered me. Sorry. I could see it on camera. It bothered me. All right. One more card here. We've got the Ace of Swords. Yeah, there is going to be a conversation. For some of you, there is the Ace of Swords and the 4 of Swords are both here. That's 5 swords for me. You know me, I'm always adding up signs, right? So it feels like there could have been this. Maybe we really don't have the same thought pattern. Maybe we do have fundamental differences. It could be that somebody backed away, pulled their energy away, because 8 of Cups is here. Somebody pulled their energy away because they weren't really sure about whether they wanted to get closer. Because look, the Page of Swords is here with the 2 of Cups. They observed it from a distance. They didn't go in and say, hey, let's get to know each other deeper. So I think there's going to be a conversation. Regardless of how you end up bumping into this person, there is going to be some sort of a conversation. Ace of Swords is here. Somebody wants to take it to the next level, but I think that they want to talk about it first in a very practical way. 3 of Pentacles. But I think that you see this person in a social gathering, or somebody invites you and that person's at the social gathering. We've got the 9 of Swords in the outcome. We've got the King of Wands. And there it is. The Tower. I did mention that I didn't see the Tower here, but I felt it, right? So I felt that it might be coming here. So in the outcome, the Tower is here with the King of Wands. Somebody goes with their wisdom. Somebody goes with their wisdom and decides that they're going to approach the other person. So I don't know if that's you or them, but it feels like you, that you might approach the other person. Now look, I feel like there's a little bit of nightmare fuel going on here. The Nine of Swords is here. Somebody's really nervous. Maybe you two haven't seen each other in a while, or you haven't been in this group for a while, or maybe you haven't been social for a while. Maybe you're a person who's not necessarily interested in being social lately. But it feels like you value this connection because the Queen of Pentacles is here. Also understand that the Queen of Pentacles is also bringing very grounded energy, right? Very grounded. I'm good. I'm slow moving. I'm practical. You're safe with me sort of energy. So I think that this person feels as though they are safe with you here, Aries. So I feel like you're giving off this Queen of Pentacles energy, or you could be approaching the Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, or it could be another Aries, because we've got the King of Wands here, but I think that's your energy, but it could be Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Scorpio, possibly. What's coming up around the corner is the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the King of Cups. So I think although you approach this person, I don't think you give off the vibe that you're interested in Two of Cups energy. So whether that is to deepen a bond practically, like in a friendship, or there might be somebody in this group here that you just want to get to know a little better, possibly. But it also could be romantic for some of you. Take it at whatever lens you bring here is whatever you're going to see, understand, right? Your perspective really counts. That's why I always say come here with discernment. So I feel like this King of Cups energy tells me that somebody here is going to approach, but they're going to approach in a very subtle way. Yeah, it feels like it's going to be Ace of Wands energy. So the pursuit of excitement. I'm ready to do this. I'm just going to do this. And then Knight of Wands energy. Yeah, being brave. I think it's because the Nine of Swords has shown up here that the Knight of Wands, Ace of Wands has shown up, and possibly the King of Cups too. I feel like the King of Cups probably showed up because somebody is going to approach this stoically. I just think that you don't want them to think that you're there for the passion or the fire. And then we have the Five of Swords, right? We have the Five of Swords here. I showed you these here, Five of Swords, right? Five of Swords is here to say, yeah, somebody wants to clear something up with you, clear the air. And it might not be that you had an argument or a fight. It might be that maybe you haven't talked to this person in a while and you used to talk to them all the time. They pulled away for reasons of feeling as though they didn't want to settle, or maybe they were getting in too deep. I'm not really sure if I want the next two cups. Do you know what I mean? The Eight of Cups is pulling away in detachment. So it feels like somebody was pulling away here and had to back away, look at it observe it from a distance and say, is this really what I want? So I feel like there is going to be some sort of, there's Nine of Cups. This is Wandering Moon Tarot, by the way. The moons are water. So we've got the Nine of Cups here. So it feels like wish fulfillment. Oh, yes. And commitment. Oh, look. Ten of Pentacles as well. So Ten of Pentacles, Hierophant, and the Nine of Cups. So I feel like somebody does want to, the Ace of Pentacles is here. Somebody does want to invest and has been thinking about it. The Hermit energy here on the bottom of the deck. It feels like somebody wants to make a long-term commitment of some sort, a long-term commitment of friendship. I really want to get to know you. I'd love to have you in my life in the future, or it could be romantic. Take it as it is for you, Aries. All right, we have Aquarius energy, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. We have more Pisces energy. We've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, Cancer. We've got Libra and Virgo energy here. Okay. Taurus, let's find out what's going on for you. Happy birthday, Bull Gang. How you doing, friends? We are almost into the May Tauruses. Tell me when your birthday is. I just want to say happy birthday. Let's take a look at you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the next 7 days for my Bull Gang. Let's find out what's going on for you, Taurus. We start with the Ace of Pentacles. We've got the Page of Wands in the reverse. Someone is nervous to make an advance. It feels like I want to invest here, but I'm a little bit nervous. When I see the Page of Wands in the reverse here, it does give me a little bit of nervousness, but sort of the childhood nervousness. Do you know what I mean? When you were about to do something, maybe standing in my mind's eye, Charlie is showing me, when you were at the pool, the local pool, and not the diving board, not the next one, but the one that's really, really high up. I'm looking down from there into the water. So it feels like that kind of nervous. So it doesn't feel like it is like, I don't know if I want to do this. This is, I'm going to do it. And it's an exhilarating, but exciting feeling. So what else do we have here? We have the Six of Cups and we have the Six of Pentacles. All right. So it feels like it is something that is nostalgic. So it feels like with the Six of Pentacles here that you're ready to give somebody some sort of reciprocal energy. And it does feel like with the Six of Pentacles and the Seven that somebody's been holding back or waiting. It feels like someone has been working really hard on trying to find the courage to step up. The Six of Cups can mean that this is something that you've always wanted to do since you're a kid. But nostalgia could also mean a person that you already know that you haven't talked to in a while. Maybe it's somebody from the past. Maybe you're going to reach out to somebody, possibly. Maybe someone reaches out to you. Let's talk about this. And it feels like it's you that wants to reach out. You could be accepting some sort of offer as well, but it feels like it's you that's wanting to reach out. Yeah, and it feels exhilarating, exciting, but listen, it could be on the other end. These are general readings, and somebody asked in the comments, why is it that general readings can be from any point of view? Because listen, a general reading is not, I just give you the information from the cards. That's my job. I just read the cards, and for you, you bring your perception. Right? Nobody sees it the way you do. You're bringing your own perception. You don't see it the way I see it, and other people don't see it the way you see it. So that's why it can be from either point of view. This is a general reading. It's not a personal reading. Personal readings are not from both points of view. All right. We've got the Devil is in the reverse. Okay. Releasing the fear. We've got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. What's going on here? One more. And we've got the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like somebody wants to reconnect. It does feel that way. It feels like you want to reconnect with somebody. For me, when the Devil is in the reverse, it's always a release of something. And the Devil for me represents repetition over and over and over again. And so it could represent that, or fear or doubt about myself or about the situation, or codependency. So something here is being released, which is going to make it a little easier for you to accept the reconnect or for you to reconnect. And the Ten of Pentacles is here. So it does feel like it's valuable. This is something that I feel you've wanted for a really long time. I think, Taurus, that you're kind of in an energy right now since Uranus has let go of you. It feels like, and Uranus is going to Gemini, and Gemini is of the mind, right? Ruled by Mercury. And so it's all now big ideas, organizing things in the mind. It's upheaval in the mind. So it almost feels like somebody here is like, I'm looking into my future and trying to figure out, what do I really want for my future? Do I really want to invest here? Do I want to reconnect with some people? Because I feel like you've been holding back, or maybe, I don't think you've been doing it on purpose, but I think you've just been spending time alone. And we do that, right? As Tauruses, sometimes we just get into this place where like, nah, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I was like that from December until April. Yeah, I was just home doing my thing. All right, so we've got the Emperor in reverse. All right. We've got the Four of Wands in the reverse, and we have the Page of Cups. So look, it feels like you feel like you're out of control in this situation. It feels like you don't feel like you have control over anyone else. I'm just going to say, with the Emperor in the reverse is kind of out of control. I don't see the Emperor in the reverse. I see it as an energy, not necessarily as a person. For you, it could be a person. It could be an Aries. It doesn't have to be. But remember that the Emperor is all the kings as well. So the Emperor being in the reverse, to me, it feels like you don't have control over this. It also feels like you would like to reconnect. You would like to release any chains that are binding you to not connecting back to somebody. And I think that you're doing it for a reason of, I think that it feels like with the Ten of Pentacles that you're planning something for the future, or you're looking into the future now and saying, who do I really want in my life and who do I not want in my life? So I put down the Four of Wands in the reverse and the Page of Cups. I feel like somebody moved away, or we didn't get a chance to go to the next level of something. It was out of my control. It was in your control, and you decided not to take it to the next level. But the Page of Cups is here. And so it could be an apology that's showing up here. Something, yeah, the Six of Swords is here. Look, it does feel like you haven't spoken with this person in a while, but I'm going to be honest, the only cups that I see here are the Six of Cups, which is nostalgic, and the Page of Cups, which is like a surprise or an apology. So it doesn't feel like this is anything romantic. It really does feel like it is something that is going on in the 3D. I feel like you're thinking of reinvesting in a friendship for the future, or a love ship it could be, but it feels like you don't have any control over that. All you can do is wait. Plant the seeds and wait and hope for the reconnect. And I feel like I'm saying that because I think I'm talking to an Empress. Look, if you're the person who is on the other end of this and you feel like it's not in your control and you want to chase, go ahead and chase. It's up to you. But just know you're flipping the polarities, right? You'll be in your masculine energy when you are pursuing. So the Six of Swords has come up here, which tells me that there was some sort of chaos going on. It feels like there was a chaotic time. You didn't have control over it. Maybe you had to move or sell the house or move out, or you didn't get a chance to go to the next level. It feels like something's unsettled. Four of Wands in the reverse to me is not stability. It's not celebration. It's unsettled. And so I think that an apology is in order to get things to a place that is calmer. It feels like an apology is in order. The outcome is Temperance. So it's a possibility that we can heal this. We do have the Justice card and the King of Cups. Okay. Look, it does feel like somebody here is either a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, maybe a Libra or a Sagittarius. It feels like somebody here has been keeping quiet about how they feel about something. The King of Cups is somebody who feels all of it, but is not necessarily going to show you that on the surface. But Justice is here. It feels like somebody is going to get their justice with the King of Cups energy. So it doesn't have to be a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer, but it could be any other sign who is keeping something under the surface that they don't necessarily talk to you about, even because they haven't seen you, right? Because it looks like there's a reconnection here, and somebody here is releasing doubt, releasing fear, and is deciding they want to reconnect because this is something that they want in the future for the long term. So I feel like this is exciting and exhilarating because it does feel like you already know this person. The Six of Cups is here, and it feels like there is the Six of Pentacles is here. So it does feel like this is somebody that you probably know quite well, and maybe they've moved away, maybe you've moved away, maybe you used to be roommates, maybe, I don't know, but it feels like with the Four of Wands in the reverse here, it feels like we no longer have stability, and it's not up to me to bring it back. Because the Emperor is in the reverse. I have no control over this. You have control over this. And I'm talking about the other person. Around the corner, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, and the Three of Cups. Look, what's coming up is a meeting. It feels like we are going to get together. After the Three of Cups comes the Seven of Pentacles. So it feels like we've been waiting for the perfect moment, for the right time. Virgo energy, right? Waiting for the perfect time, the perfect moment. It feels like somebody here really is ready to intentionally reconnect and then nurture the connection. And with the Wheel of Fortune, something's got to change. So either you have to do something or they do. And if nobody does anything, then this thing doesn't come together. And that's the part of the reading that people sometimes forget, right? That action is required in everything. You don't just sit there and wait for it to show up. There's always action that's required. So we do have the Three of Cups. I feel like it will be celebratory should we decide to come together and have this reunion. It feels like it will be celebratory. We have the Three of Swords in the reverse. Are you over it? Are you over it? Are they over it? It feels like we have to be over the hardship, whatever this was, whatever the Three of Swords is, it is in the reverse. And so it feels like enough time has passed, because all these pentacles are here, enough time has passed, that it's time for us to release the hardship from the past. Justice is in the outcome, so I feel like you will get justice. This person will tell you how they feel about the situation, whether that's romantic or platonic. Maybe it was on the outs, maybe we just drifted apart and this person's going to tell you, look, that didn't feel very good. But the Temperance card is here. So I feel like when we come together, it's a healing situation. Oh, look, Ace of Swords. Yeah, I feel like there is going to be an opening of conversation that is going to be really truthful and honest. And with the King of Cups here, I think that somebody's going to try and be as kind as they can by telling you what I really want. Yeah, see the Eight of Cups is in the reverse for me. That's the boomerang. Somebody left and now they're coming back. And then we got the Death card. So somebody is transformed. Oh, they might have been carrying some sort of a burden of change. Maybe this person doesn't like to change. Maybe they don't like to admit they're wrong. Taurus. It's not like you'd ever tell anybody that you were wrong. All right, so we've got a Aquarius energy. We've got Virgo, Taurus. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. Something here is destined and is about to expand. And I feel like now is the time. Now is the time for it to go down. We've got Pisces energy. We've got Aries, Virgo, Taurus. Got a lot of earth energy here. Something's about to give in the 3D. Capricorn energy, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Justice is Libra. Somebody here is going to be quite excited when that person comes forward and wants to reconnect. And then we have Sagittarius energy. All right. Gemini, how you be? Yeah, we are just on the precipice of the full moon in Scorpio as well. We sure are. Tell me about Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the next 7 days. Tell me about Gemini. The World card. Right. Look, the old you is gone. The old chapter's done. That you're on a brand new chapter. A brand new way of thinking, perceiving things. The way you look at things and understand things is going to be in upheaval for the next long while. I feel like the world as it was is not as it ever will be. Everything's about to change because Uranus is that planet of upheaval and change, right? And it's coming into Gemini, which is up in the mind, right? Mercury. We got the World card. We've got the 7 of Swords. Tell me why. We've got the 6 of Cups. Oh. And the Chariot. Gemini, I think that you're going to find something out here. I think there is some sort of secret coming to the surface. The 7 of Swords is the lie or the secret or something that's being concealed from you. And then we have the 6 of Cups right next door. It's from back there. Yeah, it's nostalgic. It's in your childhood or something about someone back there. It feels like the Chariot is here. And the Chariot's discipline, but it's also keeping how I feel under the surface. I'm just going to discipline my feelings in order to get the victory. Look, the World card is here. I think that there is a chapter in your life that you've already closed, probably long ago, and it does feel like some information finds its way back to you. Uranus and Gemini. It finds its way back to you. And it changes what perception or what perspective, maybe it gives you perspective on a perception that you had about something that happened back there. The World card, World card's bringing up the Tower. There's definite upheaval here. There's definite upheaval and change. Tell me more. The 10 of Swords. These are all about endings and change and something brand new, and I'm just going to let it go. And it was painful, but I'm closing the door. That's what all these cards are about. It's like, I got to move forward. Everything has shifted, and I got to move forward. Next card is the Ace of Cups. So I do feel that something from the past is about to show up. Now, I don't think it's a person. I think it's information. I think somebody's about to give you information either about you from back there or about somebody else from back there. But I think it's information that interests you. Understand? I feel like you're interested in this information. It's going to change how you feel about something, because the Ace of Cups is here. It's going to give you a new feeling about something, Gemini. It's going to change how you feel right? Uranus in Gemini. And then we have the Ten of Swords here. So I feel like you're gonna release how you feel. You're gonna finally release it and let it go and leave it back there, because the door is already closed. But I feel like you closed the chapter, but you didn't get any resolve. I don't think anything was resolved. So it feels like the Tower shows up and says, look, I'm going to give you information that's going to shift your whole perspective on that thing that went on back there. I don't know what the thing is. You can tell me. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's a friendship. Maybe it's a job. But it feels like you are finally, with the information that's incoming, it feels like this thing... I'm going to grab a card. Hang on. It feels like this thing was concealed from you, or it could be a secret. But it also, it feels like whatever you learn is going to help you now move forward. You don't have to worry about how you feel about it anymore. You can just move forward for some sort of victory here. We do have the Knight of Wands. We have the Death card, yeah, and the Page of Cups. So I feel like there is this whole situation, now Gemini, I think this whole situation really transformed you. The way you live your life now is probably very different from the way you were living your life when you were back there. So I'm going to say, if it's about you, I feel like you've really transformed your thought patterns, how you feel, the things you do in your life. The Knight of Wands is here, and the Death card is here, which tells me that you are no longer impulsive. You're no longer running at things. You're no longer setting the whole forest on fire. Just take care of the one thing that's off in the corner. I'm going to say that with the Knight of Cups, that you are, this is the passive knight. You're a lot more passive. Like, I feel like you're not reactionary is what I'm trying to say. I feel like you are no longer reactionary in your life. And maybe back there you were reactionary because the Tower's here, the Ten of Swords is here, right? The Chariot is here, fast moving, quick energy up against the Knight of Wands, which is brave and fast and fiery. So I feel like you have changed a lot. Frick, what's going on? So I feel like you have changed a lot since whatever this was that happened, whatever I'm talking about, and that's because the world card is here. I think that after the chapter closed, that you became a very different person. The card I just put down is the Five of Cups. You know what? I feel like you're going to feel bad or regretful or bad. I think you're going to feel sad, and honestly, I don't think you're going to feel sad for you. I think you're going to feel sad for whomever this has to do with. Because understand, I don't think that it's really information that you knew. Maybe you had to close a chapter back there, but you didn't know all of the details, all the dirty details about why you were closing the chapter. I think that you're going to find that, look, it made me sad because I didn't really want to close the chapter, but I feel like you had to, and you learned something from it, because the World card is accomplishment. It is a milestone. So I feel like you didn't need whatever it was that was back there. I feel like you did have to go through a tower to deal with it, though, is what it feels like. The outcome, Judgment. Oh, Ace of Wands and the Nine of Cups. I like it. So the Judgment card is here. You've completely done a 180. Since all of this went down in the past, you've completely done a 180. You are not the person you used to be. And the Ace of Wands being here, you're a lot more vibrant. You're a lot more excitable. You're a person who's now going after your passions, doing things that excite you. You're very creative. I don't think that you're worried about what happens after the Ace of Wands. Do you know what I mean? I feel like you're just going to get what you want. You're dealing with your life very differently now than you did back then, and you are a lot happier because the Nine of Cups is here. Tell me what is around the corner for Gemini. We've got the Seven of Wands, we've got the Eight of Swords, and we've got the Lovers. Might have been a relationship. But if it's not a relationship, it's about a choice that you made. I think it's the choice for the World card. It's the choice to just close the door on something or someone. And the Eight of Swords here tells me that you've been thinking about it ever since. You've not been able to get it out of your head. The Seven of Wands tells me you had to take a stand. You had to stand up for yourself. This was not for you. One more card. We've got the Three of Wands. You had to make room for the future. You had to make room for the future because you knew expansion was coming. You knew that You had to look further into the future than what was going on right now. It feels like you are going to find something out. It does feel like a secret or something you weren't aware of when you closed the chapter, but I think intuitively you knew you had to close the chapter. I think you closed the chapter anyway and carried on, and now this information comes back around that says you really did the right thing. You're going to realize that you were actually listening to the universe. You were listening. Maybe you did it because it seemed logical to do it, because that's you, Gemini, but I feel like it's a realization that, oh yeah, I was listening. I was listening for the universe to give me direction. It feels like this chapter probably closed with a tower. It feels like everything shifted. You didn't expect it in a moment, and it feels like you just had to go. And the Three of Wands saying you just had to go. You knew that there was more than this in your future, and so you went. So we do have Scorpio energy. We have Pisces, more Scorpio and Gemini energy. We do have Aquarius. We have Sagittarius. We have Libra energy. We have Virgo and Pisces and Cancer. More Scorpio. We have Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. So it took you, I feel like you weren't ready to make that decision. I think the fact that the world card is all the fixed signs understand takes so long to make a decision. You could have a fixed sign in the moon. When you have a fixed sign in the moon, no matter what you have in the sun, you are going to take forever to make a decision. And so I feel like that's what was happening here. The Three of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck. So it was probably to do with some sort of friendship or partnership or a job that you left. And I think you're going to get the information that says, oh, I'm really glad I left there. I'm glad I made that decision to go. Hello, Cancer. Let's find out what's going on for you, friends. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the next 7 days, Cancer. Tell me about Cancer. Tell me about Cancer. Cancer, we start with the Strength card in reverse. Interesting. We start then with the Nine of Swords. There's something here that I feel that you can no longer hold back from. And it is, you have to step forward, but it's worrisome. I feel like it's, I'm feeling a little bit of anxiety. Like I do have anxiety, but I'm feeling like a little bit of anxiety for you. Like I have to step forward here. I can't hold back on this anymore. We've got the Three of Cups. It might be a reunion. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, I've waited long enough. Seven of Pentacles. I've waited long enough. I've worked really hard on trying to come to this place where I know I must move forward. It feels like this Strength card in the reverse tells me I can no longer hold back. And the Nine of Swords with the Strength card is saying, I've got all of this built up energy. I just need to push forward here. I think with the Three of Cups, you've been asked to go someplace social. Maybe there's somebody there in the social setting that you know is going to be there and that you haven't seen for a while. And it feels like it could be a while, like a long while, because the Seven of Pentacles is here. It feels like you really do want to nurture a friendship, a loveship, or something that is deeply emotional to you because the Three of Cups is here. And that you are going in with an intention. Let's talk about the Strength card. What's your intention? What can you no longer hold back on here, Cancer? We've got the Eight of Swords. I can no longer remain quiet. I got to get out of my head. I've just got to say it. We've got the Seven of Wands. Yep, got to stand up. I have to remove this block. And the Eight of Cups. Because I think that you were the one that detached, is what it feels like. You were probably the one that detached, or you slowly detached over time. Look, I'm saying, I have my own experiences with Cancer energy. And it feels like you didn't mean to do it, but it feels like you did slowly pull away your emotional energy over time. And it feels as though you now want to reconnect here. Yeah, it feels like reunion type energy, but also the Nine of Swords is with the Three of Cups. Nine of Swords is with the Three of Cups, and you've been waiting for a really long time. But I feel like it's intentional. So I want to say that You know, the Seven of Pentacles is throwing the seeds of intention, and intentionally working on that, right? Nurturing it so it grows. And so I feel like you are in this intentional energy. If this person shows up where you're about to be in this social situation, or look, maybe you're about to call somebody and say, hey, can we get together? I just want to talk. The Three of Wands is here with the Devil energy and the Four of Wands. I feel like you're going to keep dragging this into the future. If you don't settle it, if you don't talk about it, if you don't have the reunion and see this person face to face, feel their energy, you're all about the feeling, right? Feel their energy. I feel as though with the Devil here and the Three of Wands, you will drag this into the future. Yep. Because the Devil is attachment. And it feels like with the Three of Wands here that you just want to move forward. You want to move forward and expand to the future and all of that, but this is attached to you, is what it feels like. The Four of Wands is here. All you want is stability and celebration and happiness. I think you want to stabilize the situation here. We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Aw, I think it makes you cry. I think it makes you like overly emotional. I think this whole thing, having to think about it over and over again, because the Devil is here, right, is depleting your emotional energy. I feel like it's an attachment that you keep dragging through life, and it's time to settle it. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's romantic or platonic, but it feels like I just need to get in front of you and feel your energy and see if we still are friends, see if we still are talking, see if we do have a stable connection here or not. The Queen of Cups for me is mom or dad. It could be a family thing for you. But the Eight of Swords is here. It feels like it's something you can't let go of. And so with the Seven of Wands next to the Eight of Swords, it feels like I've got to remove this block. I've got to remove this block. And I feel like the universe with the major arcana, the strength is in the reverse, is saying, no, you can't hold back anymore. It's got to be resolved. So let's look at the outcome. We've got the Ace of Cups, we've got the Eight of Wands, and we've got the Two of Pentacles. In my mind's eye, oh gosh, Tower on the bottom of the deck. Okay, here it goes. Oh boy. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. Wheel of Fortune, Judgment card, the Queen of Swords, and the Tower. So the outcome, Ace of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. It feels like you might just surprise this person. Look, if there's a social event going on and you know this person's going to be there, maybe you may have said no. But because you know this person's going to be there and it feels like you do want to close a chapter, or you finally just want to stand up for yourself or remove a block, or say, hey, we shouldn't have stopped talking. We shouldn't have ended the friendship. We shouldn't have ended the relationship. The Two of Pentacles is here. It feels like, in my mind's eye, somebody is limping. It feels like a wobble. It feels like making a decision, a half-assed decision, like with the Eight of Wands, to move forward here. I'm going to do it slowly. I'm going to do it practically, but I'm going to make the decision to do it. But this here in the future energy tells me that something shifts when somebody says something. So that makes me feel as though there is going to be some sort of a conversation here, and it's going to change everything. I feel like you can't hold back anymore because the Judgment card is here. Because the universe is saying, look, go. Clear the slate for you, not for them, for you. So you can move forward into the future here with expansion and change and destiny. And now your mind is clear and all of this doesn't need to go on anymore. It feels like there is, the universe is giving you a chance to clear your mind, clear the slate, so you can just move forward. And the Wheel of Fortune being change, but also being Jupiter, the influence of Jupiter, right, which I think is still in your sign. It tells me that this is something that is fortunate. Like, this is something that I feel has been on your mind. You want to clear the docket. It doesn't mean we're getting back together or we're going to be friends forever, but it feels like something in a moment of destiny needs to change. And I feel like you feel that too. So what's around the corner is the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. You need to release how you feel about this, friend, because I feel as though this is something that you've been that's sort of been on your mind that you can't release, you can't let go of, and I think you just want to release it. I feel like you just want to release how it makes you feel. It almost feels like you feel somebody's mad at you, and you don't like when somebody's mad at you. So the Knight of Swords says, if I see them there, I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We've got the Queen of Wands here. Going to make the bold move. Whether I fall down and scrape my knees or not, I don't really care. Set the place on fire. I'll just walk through the flames. So I feel like you're going to take a chance and do it. You're going to take a chance in investing. Yeah, there it is. Oops. Here we go. We got the Two of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, and then we have the Ace of Swords as well. So it does feel like you do want to have some sort of a conversation with this person about investing. Like, can we invest time? Can we invest friendship? This is practical, right? The Ace of Pentacles is practical energy. The Ace of Cups is in the outcome, but it is with the Eight of Wands. So it feels like there is something here that is very heartfelt. It feels like you're going to open your heart because this pearl is in this oyster, and it feels like you're going to open your heart and reveal something here, romantic or platonic, and that is what is going to make everything move forward. I feel like somebody here feels like you're distant or cut off or you don't care, but I feel like you are just stoic. Like, I really do feel like you have a stoicism about you, and you don't, I mean, you're Cancer. You really don't share a lot. Right? I've always said, like, Cancer can be in the room and know something about everybody and then leave. And everybody's like, did anybody even get to know what Cancer does for a living or where they live? Where do they go? Like, nobody knows anything about Cancer because you don't really reveal any of that stuff until you're ready to really connect with somebody, right? So we have Cancer energy. We have Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and Gemini, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. We have Capricorn energy, more Pisces. We have Sagittarian energy. We have Aquarius. We have more Sagittarius energy and Libra and Gemini. And we have Capricorn again, Cancer again. We have Leo. All right. All right. Speaking of Leo, my fire family, how you doing? Let's talk about Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. My Leo is about to walk in the door. He's going to be home from work soon. My son. Let's find out what's going on for you, Leo, in the next 7 days. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo. We start with Temperance. Okay. Tell me why Temperance is here. We've got the Nine of Cups. We've got the Chariot. And the Four of Pentacles. It's time to go. That's what it feels like. You got to stop holding back. You got to stop being shut off and shut down. It's time to move forward emotionally. So we've got, this is the way it's come down on the table here. Got the Nine of Cups, the Chariot, and the Four of Pentacles. The Chariot is discipline, but it's also victory because of the discipline. And I feel like for you, the discipline comes with your emotions. I want to say that with the Nine of Cups here, it feels as though there is like a wish fulfillment or a happiness that you've been building on your own. It feels solitary, I'm going to say, but you're okay with that. It also feels like in a moment of alchemy, something's about to move forward and you're about to get the victory, but you're going to have to open up first. Because the Four of Pentacles is about holding back. It feels like holding back or not being very vulnerable in a situation here. Tell me about Sagittarius energy here. We've got Temperance, which brings the Nine of Swords, brings the Five of Cups, and the Judgment card. All right. So it does feel like there is something that you're worried about. And it feels like it's emotional because the Five of Cups is here. Five of Cups is, can be regret or sadness. Something didn't work out. And I think that the universe is calling you to work it out. The Judgment card is here. Telling you that it's time to resurrect something since your healing has completed, because Temperance is here. It feels like since you become more stable, since you've, I'll just show you this particular version, you can see that the star is on her forehead. It feels like you're listening to your intuition or your third eye is open, and you've got balance. I feel like what's going on here is in a moment of alchemy, or something is in its perfect state, you understand? Like alchemy is when everything is in its perfect state. It feels like it's time for you to push forward and be vulnerable about how you feel, because the Nine of Cups is here. But still, you can discipline your feelings, right? You can keep them under the surface, but it does feel like you will have far more success if you decide to be a little bit, not a lot, a little bit more vulnerable with somebody here. I feel like you're still in the middle of healing. So I feel like there is still something that worries you, interrupts your sleep. You might dream about it. It feels like it's a regret, an emotional regret about something. And Judgment is asking you, is calling you to resolve it by resurrecting it, looking at it. Because look, when Judgment is here, it keeps telling me that this thought pattern keeps coming back. And it's giving you this energy of, I don't feel good about that. Because I don't feel good about how the situation happened. I don't feel good about the situation. I don't know what kind of situation it is. We have the Death card on the bottom. It feels like something here changed or ended, and maybe you just don't feel good about the way it ended. The Judgment card tells me that whatever's meant for you will never pass you by, so it's going to keep coming back until you resolve it. Until you resolve it, turn away from it and go the other way. Like, it needs to be resolved. Tell me more about Libra. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, we've got the Knight of Swords, and the Five of Wands. So I think the Five of Wands telling me that you are sort of arguing with yourself. It feels like I am arguing with myself. I'm sort of holding back and forth, back and forth. Knight of Swords here, I just want to go. But I feel it's like indecision about when you should go, how you should say it. Should I just blurt it out? That's who the Knight of Swords is. Should I just go and say it? But I feel like you've held back for so long, it feels kind of awkward to do that. It feels like it's been a long time. It could be years for some of you, but the Seven of Pentacles is, I feel like you're in this place now where you're really working hard on your relationships or working hard on yourself. And so, sometimes bringing something to a resolve isn't to get back together romantically. It isn't to restart the friendship. Sometimes it's not just that. Sometimes it's just, I wish I could just say sorry. I wish I could just say, I didn't mean for it to end that way. Because these things get stuck in our mind on a loop. The Nine of Swords on a loop, right? Now, the Knight of Swords is here with the Nine of Swords, which is 10 swords. So that tells me that you do want to release it, but the only way you're going to release it is if you talk about it. So I don't know who you're talking to about it, but it feels like you're resistant to it. The indecision card is here with the Five of Wands. It's like this inner turmoil that's going on about, should I just go? Should I just say it? Should I just call? Should I just show up and say it? But it's been so long since we spoke last, or since the situation happened, that I don't feel as though anything I can say will heal the situation. I think that you're hopeful, but I also feel like it's, the Four of Pentacles is here, and the Star and the Four of Pentacles are touching each other in the reading. And so it tells me that you want to, but the indecision is that it's going to be way too vulnerable. It feels like somebody here has a hard time attaching to their feelings. And if you don't have a hard time attaching to your feelings, maybe you have a hard time expressing those feelings. It feels like the Star is about, it's about healing. It can be about wish fulfillment, but I'm feeling from it vulnerability, because the person on the Star is usually trying to find balance between earth and water, but also this person is usually not clothed. I feel naked. I feel uncomfortable about revealing things that are emotional. Feels like vulnerability is the problem here. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the Six of Swords, the Four of Cups. I want to go forward, and the Seven of Wands. I want to go forward. I want to get out of the chaos of the mind. I want to go to the calmer place, but I'm stuck. I'm stuck here. It feels like somebody is stuck in their emotions. Yeah, you're very guarded here, Leo. Look, you're very guarded. Just looking, because I'm trying to get a feeling from this Four of Cups and Seven of Wands. It feels like you're guarding your feelings. Feels like you have a really hard time being vulnerable, or allowing people to see you being vulnerable. I think that you do want to resolve this because I do feel like it's a chaotic thought pattern for you. But I feel as though you're experiencing a block. You're the only one that can stand up and say something, right? If you want to get rid of this thought pattern. Somebody is carrying something, harboring some sort of nervous, sad energy about something that I feel won't leave you alone. It keeps poking you, right? What is that? Hang on. Eminem says that. Knock, knock, knocking me in the head or something. I don't know. Sorry, I can't hear it. All right, let's find out what's around the corner. Three of Wands, Knight. There it is, Knight of Wands, and we have the Eight of Cups. Look, you don't have to stay. I feel like the future is telling me that you do want stability. The Knight is carrying a wand, and then the Three of Wands is here. You just want to be able to move forward, is all it is. Forward into the future. You want stability. Three Wands and one in the hand of the Knight is 4. It feels like you are going to just put on your brave face, put on your armor and do it. And then get out of there. Get the hell out of there. Look, the full moon is at the top here. The full moon is on May 1st. It's in Scorpio, and it's going to be a very emotional one, friend. So you cannot avoid it. The emotions are coming. You're going to be releasing emotions of some sort. And it feels like, you can be brave and do it in order to be able to move forward and doing this because it feels like a door is opening into, that's what it is. Charlie is showing me my very favorite movie, by the way, of all time is The Wizard of Oz. And that's what Charlie's showing me, that moment where Dorothy opens the door from the black and white world to the Technicolor world of Oz. So I feel like then you will move forward here and things will become much clearer for you. You won't be living in black and white any longer. We have the Seven of Cups in the reverse, and the Seven of Cups in the reverse is no more confusion. I'm not ever going to have to wonder about how they feel or about how the situation is. I feel like you can end it properly. Maybe you didn't end it properly. So I think it's still on your mind. I feel like no more confusion. Seven of Cups is in the reverse, but also it's when you make a choice. To me, the Seven of Cups in the reverse is before, the Seven of Cups is in the upright. It's confusion, it's illusion. I'm not really sure what to do. I'm feeling overwhelmed emotionally. When the Seven of Cups for me is in the reverse, it's like, I know what I want to do. So I think you're going to come upon your answer, friend. I think you will. We have Gemini energy. We have Pisces. We have Aquarius. We have Cancer and Virgo. Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces. We have Aries, Scorpio. We have Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. More Pisces energy. Sagittarius a couple of times. All right. Let's find out what's going on, Virgo. How you doing? Thanks for clicking here. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the next 7 days. Not just the sun signs. Also, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's talk about you, Virgo. Virgo, we are starting with, what is that? These cards are all the same color. I always have a hard time reading these ones. The Five of Pentacles is here. Okay. Start with the Five of Pentacles. We've got the Two of Wands. We've got the Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. I think I said this to you in your weekly read. I feel like you're about to put a plan into action. And it feels like it's something that has been... I feel like it's something that the Seven of Pentacles is here with the two of Wands. The Two of Wands is being at the crossroads, having the plan. I think that you know what you want to do because the Seven of Pentacles is working really hard, having an intention, planting the seeds, nurturing the situation. It's going over all the details, having all the analytics, have all the information that I need. But then the Five of Cups shows up and says, I don't know, will I be in regret if I execute the plan? Like, will I be in regret? Because the Five of Pentacles is here. And I feel like whatever plan you have that you've, I literally think that you have, in my mind's eye, Charlie is showing me somebody who's sketching a picture of a person. I don't recognize the face, but it's this person is going over all the very smallest details. The Five of Pentacles is bringing up the Ten of Pentacles. Is it worth the time, the effort, the energy, the money? Is it worth it? The Knight of Wands is here. And then the Three of Pentacles. Is it going to help with my growth? Is it going to help with the building of my life? Somebody, I feel, expects you to be brave, make a decision, and move forward on something here. And I feel as though at this moment, you're probably feeling in lack about it. I don't know if that's for me. I've been working on this really hard. It makes me think of like somebody who has written a book and gives it to a publisher, and the publisher is like, we really need to fix up the first five chapters. I'm going to get my editor to go over it, and we'll send you back what we think it's supposed to look like. Like, you know what I mean? It feels like something you've been planning for so long. Like you've planned every second, planning it for so long. And then somebody comes up to you and says, I don't know. I don't know if it's enough, Five of Pentacles. I don't know if that's enough. But the Ten of Pentacles is here. There's a lot on the line. So there's a lot of money, or you've put a lot of time, effort, and energy into it. This is the thing that I feel is going to carry forward financially for a very long time. It feels like a lot is on the line. And the Knight of Wands with the Three of Pentacles is saying, look at it practically. Make sure that they're going to, make sure that the Three of Pentacles, make sure that they're going to collaborate, that they're going to cooperate, that they're not just going to want to take over the project and make all sorts of changes that you didn't authorize. Make sure that whoever you're making this plan with is somebody who is going to give you cooperation and collaboration, and is not going to run you over like the Knight of Wands. Do you know what I mean? So we've got the Three of Cups, we've got the Knight of Cups, and we've got the Star. The Three of Cups tells me there's a celebration coming. So whatever this is that you've been getting together or planning, it feels like you're now at the place where you have to execute the plan. And you're not really sure. You're kind of feeling like, I don't know if that's for me. Make sure you have the right company. Make sure you have the right people. Make sure you have the right people around you. The right network, right? We got the Three of Pentacles on the table. So that's community, network, friend of a friend, people around you that offer value to what you do, that see the value in it. See, if you take it somewhere, if you take your patent somewhere and someone sees no value in what you're creating, then they're just going to do whatever they need to do instead of, wow, this is a great idea. We need to make sure that it is exactly the way it should be in order to make you a lot of money, Ten of Pentacles, save you a lot of time, Ten of Pentacles, better for your health, your wealth, your material wealth. But I feel like with the Three of Cups being here, it tells me you will celebrate. You will celebrate with the right people. So make sure you pick the right people, whether I'm talking about a friendship group or a place that is about to help you get some sort of plan off the ground. The Knight of Cups is here. Take your time. That is the passive knight. This is the one who has a tendency to get all up in their head and the fantasy, illusion, running off into the sunset. You know what I mean? So make sure that you are moving slow and that you only put your emotional efforts into something that you're sure is going to grow into the future. The Star is here. I feel like we're talking about something that is close to your heart. It feels like a wish fulfillment. It feels like I've been waiting for this forever. And the Magician is here. You've created something. Whether that's a thought pattern or a class or a book or I don't know what you've created, but you're in the midst of creating your own reality. And you do have all of the resources and the tools and you know what you want. So don't let people talk you out of what you don't want. Because I feel like the Magician and the Star both tell me wish fulfillment. You've been manifesting this for a while. You've been putting in all the hard work, using all the tools that the universe has given you. And all the aces are up your sleeve. You can go any which way you want. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the Empress, we've got the Ace of Cups, and we've got Justice. Something good here is about to happen because the Three of Cups doesn't show up with the Knight of Cups and then the Empress, the Ace of Cups, and Justice when something bad is about to go down. You're going to get Justice in the Ace of Cups. You're going to be able to open your heart, open your soul, open your emotions. You're going to be able to, you're going to be safe to show those things because there's stability here. right? The Empress is stability. I have boundaries. I'm a person who is empathic and kind and loving and compassionate, but I'm the Empress. Don't push me, right? So I feel like you, the Empress can be feminine or masculine. So I feel like you are in this Empress energy of owning it. So make sure you continue to own it. Make sure you give it to the right people, whatever I'm talking about. The Ace of Cups and Justice tells me that somebody here will find the value in it and do the right thing by you. So the Justice card being here, you will find your justice in the Ace of Cups, which is this thing that you've put your whole heart into. I feel like you will do the right thing. Well, I feel, Virgo, that you don't miss a thing, right? So you will do the right thing and you will take your time. You don't care. You don't care how long it takes. You will take your time. Around the corner, we see the Six of Cups. We have the Eight of Wands and the Moon. Interesting. So something here is about to go down. I feel like it's something you've always wanted to do. It feels like this Six of Cups tells me that there is nostalgia involved here. This is something you've done like since you were a kid, or information that you've carried with you since you were a kid. There's nostalgia here. It feels like grandma's cookbook, or you know what I mean? Like it feels like it has to be done right. What is that? I'm hearing a song and I don't know what it has to do with this reading. Oh, that's Saving Mr. Banks. Look, that movie is a great movie if you've never seen it. It's about the woman who wrote the Mary Poppins, the book Mary Poppins. And it was this particular situation. She wrote the book and she was so sure that they were all going to fail her. And she was protecting it with all her might. And it's an excellent movie. Anyways, so I feel like the moon here is with the Eight of Wands. You want to move forward, but you're not really sure what the future will bring. But I feel like you're protecting it because it's very nostalgic for you. And we have the Two of Swords. Hard decision coming up. Hard decision. Use your intuition. I feel like wish fulfillment is here for you. I feel like alignment is coming. But I think that you should probably just keep it all under the surface for now. The King of Cups is here. Until somebody gives you what you give them. Until they understand that this is what you want. Until they understand that you need to feel justice and the Ace of Cups. I need to feel good about this on the inside. I need to know you're doing right by me. I need to feel harmony here, or nothing is going forward here. All right. We've got Capricorn energy. Gosh, this light. We've got Piscean energy here. Virgo. Aries. Pisces. Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Gemini and Aries. We've got Libra. More Libra. More Pisces. Taurus and Libra. See, it's really important to get your balance here, to make sure that it feels good on the inside emotionally before you allow it to go any further than it does. Cancer and Pisces are here. This is really emotional. We've got more Cancer energy, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We'll call it that because there's a lot of pentacles here in this reading. All right. Speaking of Libra, let's find out what's going on for you, Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. How are you, friends? I hope you're well. This is for the next 7 days. For all of those placements I mentioned, let's find out what's going on for Libra. Oh, da-da-da, the sun. Something's being revealed here, Libra. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. We've got the Chariot. And we've got the King of Swords. Something's about to be revealed to you. It feels like breakthrough energy. Something that's going to make you very happy. And the fact that the Nine of Pentacles is here tells me you built this all on your own. It feels like you've been learning something new. Maybe you're in school. Maybe I always see you guys as the creatives. So maybe you've been practicing a piece. Maybe you've been writing a book. It feels like with the Chariot here that you've been concealing it. Very disciplined on the way that you work on it, because this discipline is paying off in the Nine of Pentacles. Discipline is paying off by how you look, how you feel, how you present yourself. I like that. The King of Swords is here. So how you present yourself, I would say, is highly intelligent, very disciplined in how you work, like you work really, really hard. And I think that is starting to evolve to change you on the outside. You always know when somebody is really heavily at work with themselves because the outside changes. You start, the first changes come on the inside, and then all of a sudden the outside begins to match the inside. So I think it's like a glow up for you. You're looking very different on the outside. And I would say a little bit quirky. A little bit quirky, but I feel like people can't not notice you because the sun is out. I feel like this is your time, Libra. It feels like the sun is out. It's revealing you and your hard work to everybody. And I feel it's because of discipline and because you didn't get your feelings involved. You worked on it with swords. So it feels like you are probably a highly intelligent person who is probably like the best in your field, or somebody other people see as the best in your field. You play the guitar the best, you play the piano the best, you are the best writer. It feels like you dominate your field because the King of Swords is here. And people respect the King of Swords because the King of Swords has a delivery which is honest and truthful. And the King of Swords is always going to be honest and truthful. But also that the King of Swords is somebody who has the final word because they have the wisdom of knowledge. Tell me about the Sun. What's this? Ooh, the Strength card. I like it. The Page of Pentacles and Judgment. Okay. So something here, I feel that it's something that you've either been putting off or keeping under the surface, or not really wanting to show people. It feels like humble energy is what I'm trying to say. It feels like humble energy that when someone would say to you, oh my gosh, that was so lovely. And you're apt to say, there's probably other people who are better than me at it. Meanwhile, you're the King of Swords and everyone around you knows that you are the person who is the best at it. But you're very humble when you get feedback. So I feel like the Strength card tells me that you hold back. The Page of Pentacles is here because it's like you perfect something and then you just run off and start something new. Like I feel like you never slow down. So you're like, yeah, so what? I finished that. Yeah, I guess that's a really good piece that I wrote there, but now I'm off to the next project. So the Judgment card is here. It feels like that people are continually, and probably this is I feel like this energy that that Uranus is moving into Gemini, and I feel like it is bringing people back around. So I'm going to say that possibly there are other people who maybe didn't believe in what you were doing, or maybe thought that you weren't the best at it, or didn't like that you were doing it, and people were really loving it, I would say. I feel like the Judgment card tells me that it keeps coming around, that those people are going to come back around, and that the Page of Pentacles tells me they're going to see how hard you've worked, because it's now coming to light. It's under the sun. It's like materializing, right? Now it's out there. It's out in the world. And I think that the Judgment card tells me that the universe tells me that whatever is meant for you will never pass you by. And I think that this opportunity to put it out in the world keeps coming back to you. And I think you're finally going to answer this time. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Six of Cups, and we have the Temperance card. Yeah, it's a moment of alchemy thing. It feels like this is the perfect time for it to happen. The Six of Cups tells me that you've been working on this forever, going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Should I do it? Is now the right time? And I think that maybe it's been 2 years of should I do it? Is it the right time? And I feel like this the Six of Cups tells me it's something very nostalgic and close to your heart. The moment of alchemy is going to come, and you'll know when that is, friend. You'll know when that is. No one's going to have to tell you. You'll know. It'll be a shift in your energy. You'll know. You'll know when it's time to put it out there. And then we have the Devil. Ha! Yeah. So I feel like it's like over and over and over again. You keep going over and over again. It's doubt. It's fear. They're never going to like it. What if I put it out there and... You know what it's like when you create something, right? You put it out there and you're like, oh my God, are they going to like it? Or are they going to just say terrible things about it, right? So I feel like the Devil energy is doubt, it's fear. Until the moment of alchemy shows up, And I feel like you remember who you are. You remember who the hell you are because the Six of Cups is here. And the Two of Pentacles is here. You decide that you're going to take this thing and put it in the world. We've got 2 pentacles and 1 in the hand of the page, which is 3. You're building a foundation. So you are, other people are watching you work. And seeing you as the King of Swords. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the 6 of Pentacles is in the reverse. They were breadcrumbing you. They were. And you didn't like it. 3 of Swords. I feel like it disappointed you. And the 5 of Swords is here. So the 3 and the 5 is 8. I feel like you were in your head about, why don't my friends support me? Look, I'll tell you what. When I started this thing, my friends didn't support me. They didn't care. Nobody really cared what I was doing. They didn't watch me. They didn't ask me for readings. If I was ready to give them something for free, then maybe they would. But yeah. So I feel like this is the situation here. It feels like that you 8 of Swords here, that it didn't make you feel good. It disappointed you because the 6 of Pentacles is in the reverse and everyone around you was breadcrumbing you. Yeah, Libra's just doing their thing. Let them do their little project, right? But I think it's about to get as big as it could be because the Sun is here. And so whomever was not believing in you, well, now you're not holding back. So let's see how they feel about that. Tell me what's around the corner for Libra. We've got the Page of Swords. We've got the King of Wands and the Emperor. Look at that. You are the expert. You're the person who is building your own empire here. Now the Page of Swords and the King of Wands tells me now they can watch from the cheap seats. Yeah. Let them watch from the cheap seats, Libra. Oh yeah, the song Thunder, right? That's cool. You're clapping from the nosebleeds is what he says. Imagine Dragons, right? And you'll be clapping from the nosebleeds. But before you're in the back seat, and now they're going to be clapping from the nosebleeds, Libra. So I feel like the Page of Swords being the observer from a distance, and then the King of Wands is they're just watching you within your fire and your passion, right? I know somebody who is a piano player, and this person is so humble, and this person just changes completely when they get on stage. They're absolutely changed when they get on stage. It's their passion. So I feel like the Emperor is here. You're about to build your empire, my friend. You're in control of all of it. You're in control of your wisdom. You're in control of your fire. And they can watch you from the nosebleeds. Yep. We've got the 10 of Cups. Can't even write it that good. There we are. All right. Find out what's going on here. We do have the 4 of Swords, the bottom of the deck. Oh, and the Hierophant, right? It's become very clear that you are making this deep commitment. You're on your own path. People can follow if they want, but you don't care if they do. You don't need them to. It's Taurus energy. You don't need them to follow you. We have Virgo energy. We've got Pisces and Aries. We've got the 7, we've got the Chariot, sorry, the 7. We've got the Chariot, which is Cancer energy. We've got Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Scorpio, more Capricorn, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. We've got Virgo and Pisces. The Sun is Leo. Yeah, you're going to be on stage, man. Somebody here is going to be out in the open, under the spotlight, out on the stage, whatever it is. It feels like this opportunity has come around before, but maybe you're like, nah, I won't do that. I think this time you're going to do that. All right. Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's talk about you, Scorps. My sister sign. Tell me about Scorpio. For the next 7 days, Scorpio, let's find out what's going on. Tell me about Scorpio. 9 of Pentacles, Scorpio. You are confidently moving forward with the Chariot here. Yep. We've got the Knight of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups. You're out of there. Yeah. Scorpio, it feels like you've become confident enough, decided you can do it on your own. I don't need this place anymore. I feel like you are probably going to keep your plan under the surface, and it's taken you a long time to get to this point. Look, if you have a Scorpio in your life, I would say that you would know better that Scorpio doesn't really get in your face. I mean, unless there's fire and something crazy like fire in the moon and the rising. But Scorpio's never really going to get in your face and say, guess what? This is what I'm going to do. No, Scorpio is the sneak attack. And this Cancer energy, keeping it all under the surface, right? With the, it's a discipline. Keeping quiet, being strategic, it's a discipline. And so the Chariot is here saying, I will get the victory and I'll do it on my own. I'm confident enough to do it on my own. And the Knight of Pentacles is like, I've got every detail covered. So when I do execute the plan, it'll be executed perfectly. I don't care how long it takes me to get there, but I will get there. And then the Eight of Cups shows up and says, I'm out. See ya. So look, until you're looking at Scorpio's back, you don't understand. You didn't know that was going to show up. All of a sudden, Scorpio's on their way out, and you're like, wait a second, where are you going? And you're like, I told you. I told you last year. I told you 6 months ago. I told you 4 months ago. And Scorpio is just going to stop talking and start planning. Be strategic about it. Tell me about the Nine of Pentacles. We've got the Queen of Cups. We've got the Seven of Cups. And we've got the Star. So it does feel like, this is the Seven of Cups I like. Look at that. So it's like, I'm not really sure, right? The person is holding 2 cups and then 5 above the head. It's like, am I going to regret this move? Yeah. You know, and I think with the Queen of Cups being here, it does feel like you intuitively, you know it's going to work. But I still think that you're on the fence with, is this something that I'm going to regret emotionally? Is it something I'm going to regret? I feel like you've never felt as vulnerable as you feel right now. With the Star being here, I feel like you know what your wish fulfillment is. You're confident enough to go get it, but you're wondering, because the thing is when you don't do the cha-cha, right? You're not going back and forth, back and forth. When you make the decision, you've thought about it long enough that when you make the decision, you do it, and that's it. So I feel as though there's somebody here who hopes that they're not going to be in regret later, because you know that even if you are in emotional regret, you're not going back anyway. I feel like you're trying to feel it out right now with this Queen of Cups energy. Tell me more. We've got the King of Cups. This does feel like somebody might be leaving someone behind that meant something to them emotionally. So or something, maybe it's a job, maybe it's a person, but we have the Four of Swords, and then we have the Page of Wands. So listen, I feel as though you've been trying to heal yourself emotionally whilst keeping everything under the surface, because that's really who the King of Cups is, trying to get your stability emotionally. I think that you've been healing, Four of Swords, keeping to yourself essentially. I feel like, you know, the plan that you have made to go, to detach, to do your own thing, to take your confidence or your money or whatever you're building somewhere else, it feels like it is exhilarating and exciting, like curious, like a child exciting. What'll happen if I jump off this diving board? Sort of exciting. But I do feel that the adult part of you is like, will I emotionally regret this? Because you know, once you step over the line, you're never going back. We've got the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands, 2 wands, right? There's already a plan in place. You already have the plan in place, friend. And I feel like it's a secret plan because the King of Cups just showed up and is keeping everything under the surface. Look at that. The World card is here. In order to be able to move into whatever is exciting for you, I think you're going to have to leave this behind. You're going to have to close the door. Feels like you're going to have to close the door, and it's a permanent close. We've got the Sun that's showing up. Look, I do feel that when you close the door, this is a milestone for you. It's a milestone, or it's an achievement of some sort. The sun will shine on you. You will be happy, friend. But it is going to come out. Everyone's going to see it. So I don't know where you're going, what you're leaving, what you're detaching from, but everyone is going to see it. I think that the King of Pentacles tells me that you have enough stability to be able to go, because the 1 pentacle that the King is holding is with the 9 of Pentacles here. That's 10 pentacles. I feel like you're creating a future. This is the only move I feel for your future. Tell me what the outcome is for Scorpio. We have the Devil energy. Ooh, yikes. Okay, so I mentioned the 10 of Pentacles, and it's here. Showed up in your outcome. But look at this. Yeah. You're like, if I move too fast, man. If I move too fast, this all caves in. I feel like this is, the Devil energy is giving you this. It's giving you doubt. It's giving you fear. This is never going to work out. You're always going to be attached to whatever's back there. I feel like you are about to make a fast move. You're about to make a brave move, because the Knight is here, right? You're about to get the hell out of there. That's what it feels like. But the Devil is like, yeah, you go, you run. It'll always be attached to you. That's what it feels like. But look at that. 10 of Pentacles is here. I think that whatever you're about to do here is going to make you feel better, like your health, probably your mental health. Because the Devil is here with the 10 of Pentacles. It feels like maybe whatever you were doing gave you poor mental health. But it feels like it's time, effort, energy, money. The future counts. You're running off into the future. You're taking a brave step toward your future here. Tell me what is around the corner for Scorpio. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. We've got the Knight of Swords. And we have the 3 of Wands. The future's open to you, friend. Yeah. You just need to go. You just need to say it and go. I don't know what you need to say, but you need to say it and go. You need to make the decision. 2 of Pentacles. Stop rocking. Stop wobbling. Start making decisions here. You know, the infinity sign is grabbing these pentacles, and so I feel like once you make this decision in the 3D, I feel like, yeah, Gemini, right? Uranus is in Gemini right now. That's like upheaval in the mind. That's like, I just got to do this, because what's at risk is the 3 of Wands. That's what's at risk. Your future. Your future's at risk. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles, we already saw the King, but the Queen of Pentacles is the one who is kind and lovely and stable and good and will take care of others, will always share their abundance. But I feel like whatever you're about to do, whatever decision you're about to make, you'll be fine. It feels like you go from the 2 of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles in a very short time, because you're not scared of hard work, right? And you don't care how long it takes to make the decision. You just want to make sure that you are stable, Queen of Pentacles, before you make the decision. Look, it came back, the World card. Yeah, keep saying, look, it's time for you to move forward here, friend. Yeah, it's time for you to pursue the future after you close the door. It's time to get out of the chaos and get into the calm. You will get your victory. I did see the 6 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. We have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries. We have Gemini energy, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, more Pisces, Virgo. Got Aquarius energy and more Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You know, with the Queen and the King of Cups here, I would say that for some of you, I'm probably talking about you leaving a relationship is what it feels like here. Or leaving your parents' home. It could be that you're deciding to leave your parents' home and they don't really want you to go, but it's time to create your future. We do have Virgo and Taurus. We have Sagittarius and Capricorn, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. It has taken you a very long time to make this very life-changing decision. Sagittarius, here you are, my fire family. How you doing, friends? I hope you're well. Let's find out what's going on for Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter over the next 7 days. Tell me about Sag. Tell me about Sagittarius. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. We've got the 2 of Swords is in the reverse. You've made a decision to plant a seed or to invest in something here. No more block. Ooh, okay. There you go. 2 cups. 2 cups? Yep, 2 cups. And the Page of Wands, and it's exciting. Look, I feel like, again, it feels like it could be either way, but I'm just going to say that if an opportunity comes to you to invest in something, I think you're really excited to invest in it. Person, place, thing, situation, job, whatever it is, it feels like your decision is yes. Because the Ace of Pentacles was the first card out. The 2 of Cups is here. It's because you're interested in deepening a bond between you and a person, or I really want to get to know you. I really want to get to know how you are. I want to share the deepest parts of me. And the Page of Wands tells me this feels really exciting, exhilarating. It feels, you feel very cautiously optimistic. Look at that. That's the Wheel of Fortune, friends, and it's sitting here snuggled up to the 10 of Cups. I like it. Magician. I like it. Justice. Lovers. What? What is going on? Look, it feels like if this is not you, maybe it's somebody else, but maybe you can tell me how it sits with you. It's different in the perception. When you come here and I tell you something, it's not because it's written in stone. It's a perception. It's a perspective, right? That's why everybody's going to have a different perspective when they come here. But look at this, the 8 of Swords. We've got the Justice card and we've got the Lovers. There's a choice here that somebody is making to do the right thing. After being up in their head for the longest time, they finally are getting the nerve. 9 of Swords. Justice has a sword, and so does the 8 Swords. 9 Swords. Somebody here is deciding to make a choice. They're choosing to do the right thing. All right, so let's talk about this, because the Wheel of Fortune is here, friend, and it is colliding with the 10 of Cups. Something great's about to happen, I'm telling you. You are about to be so excited about something that's showing up that could possibly be a wish fulfillment, something that you have been manifesting. I really do feel that I'm talking to a magic Sag, somebody who really truly does believe in their manifestations. Look, you can believe in your manifestations, but if you sit on the sofa and do nothing about it and take no action, Gemini and Aries, if you take no action, then, you know, these things are not coming to you. The Wheel of Fortune tells me that something fortunate is about to show up right on time. So you may think it's late, but I'm telling you it's right on time. And we do have the Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Cups. So I do feel that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. We should always look at how the cups are laid out, right? So I want to say that there has been some hardship here. There's been some sadness, some hardship, regret. I wished I would have done better. Feeling a little bit stuck. The 4 of Cups, there's 5 cups on one side. 5 cups are here, 4 cups are here. And then we have the Ace of Cups here with the rainbow over it, right? And so it does feel like this was a long road, because it feels like those two are walking a long path here. And there is somebody who's in the distance, right, waiting on these two. It feels like it could be family related, but it does feel like it took you a lot to get here. A lot of emotional angst, a lot of sadness, regret, feeling stuck, trying to get hold of my emotions. Like it feels like something here is finally colliding with the 10 of Cups. So it does feel like it is something that you've manifested, because like the magician is always in charge of creating the reality. So I feel like this magician energy is telling me that you've always, and you knew that you always had the resources and the tools in order to manifest whatever you want. I feel like it's that time, friend. It feels like something here is about to happen. Life is about to expand in a way that you never expected. The moment of alchemy is here, my friend, and change in how you feel about manifestation. I think that your intuition is about to be confirmed. Yeah. You're about to realize that manifestation is real. It's however you look at the situation. Look, some people will look at a situation, have nothing but bad to say about it. They all get stuck in my filter. You guys know when I come here, I never mean to say anything bad. And I'm just giving you the truth. I'm the Queen of Swords. I just give you the truth. But, you know, some people will look at it in a harsh light because that's who they are. That's not who I am. That's who they are. And so I just don't reply. It's all good. We do have the Six of Cups. We have the Nine of Swords, and we have the Three of Wands. So the future is making you nervous. Look, I feel like when this change hits, when this Wheel of Fortune hits, when you feel the shift into joy, because something you've always wanted shows up, like it feels crazy. It feels crazy good, but look, the Six of Cups is here. So it feels like something you've always dreamed of, something you've always wanted. It's nostalgic. So it's like, when I grow up, I want to be a fill in the blank. It feels like that thing is showing up for you. And it's going to freak you out. The Nine of Swords is here with the Three of Wands. It's going to be hard for you to push into the future because it's now demanding your attention. When you come to this place, this moment where everything you've wanted shows up, now you got to perform, right? Now you got to be like, okay, I can't just stop right here. I can't just stop because I got what I wanted. Now I got to go off into the future. 10 of Pentacles in the future, man. Three of Wands is here. The ships that are coming in for you is 10 of Pentacles. So more time, effort, energy, money, the job, the promotion, the raise, the whatever it is, excuse me, that is the 10 of Pentacles for you. What's the outcome? We've got the King of Pentacles is in your outcome. The Tower's here. That's crazy. Eight of Swords is here. I don't think you're going to believe it, honestly. I think you're going to be, but wait, what? Manifestation does work if I ruminate on it and think about it over and over and over again. Yeah, something is showing up here, and it's going to shift the way you see things. It's going to shift you out of this place that you've been stuck in the mind, this prison that you've had, that you've built in the mind. Maybe it was a place where you told yourself, it's probably not coming. It's been taking years because the King of Pentacles is here. But it's valuable, man. It's really valuable. Let's see what's going on around the corner here. This is nothing bad. Nothing bad. If you can make this a bad reading, then you better look in the mirror. I'm just saying. Because this is good. We have the Eight of Cups. We have the Judgment card and the Star. So you were hopeful that this would come back round because now you're ready for it. I think you've been manifesting, asking the universe for it because I feel like now is the time when you're ready. I don't think you were ready back there. So maybe you've been waiting for years. Maybe you've been waiting a whole damn decade. I don't know what it is, but it feels like you've been waiting for a very long time for something to show its face again. Something is showing up again, and you've been hopeful that it would. I think that it's showing up now because you detached from the outcome. The Eight of Cups is here. And then we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. It felt stuck. It felt stalled. You thought it was never going to happen. And here it comes. You better check how Uranus is going to affect you as it goes into Gemini here, especially if you have a Gemini placement, but even if you don't. All right, we've got Libra, we've got Virgo and Cancer, we've got Sagittarius, we've got Aquarius, Aquarius and Pisces, Gemini, we've got Scorpio. Some sort of destruction is showing up that is going to be in your face, friend. The King of Pentacles showing up with the Tower tells me you have a very big shift in your abundance, a very big shift. So we have the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, Virgo and Pisces. We have Gemini and Aries, and we have Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius. The Wheel of Fortune is here, and everything's expanding. All right. All right, all right. Capricorn, how are you? Earth cousins, I hope you're well. Let's find out what's going on for you, Capricorn. The next 7 days, Capricorn, not only the suns, but the moon, the rising, the Venus, and the Jupiter signs. Let's find out what's going on for Capricorn, please. Capricorn. Oh, okay. King of Swords is showing up. Why is this? We've got the moon. I'm going to say, don't worry. You have the last word. Don't worry about it. You're the decision maker. No matter what goes on, the moon is here. You're like, but I don't know how it's going to end up. I'm in the moon energy and things aren't as they seem. Don't worry about it. You're going to be the person who has the last word, Capricorn. The sun is in the reverse. And the 10 of Wands is in the reverse. There's something here that you've been carrying, and I think it's visible. Like, I feel like other people know that you've been carrying it. It could be an argument or a fight, possibly in a friend group, maybe. Argument or a fight, or just something has come to a fundamental difference. We don't agree on something anymore. Somebody, I feel, is holding back. Could be you, could be somebody else, or they've put up some pretty heavy-duty boundaries. Maybe it feels like somebody has blocked you or blocked something. But it does feel like, I feel like if somebody has put up a blockade or a block or something here, it feels like they did it because they needed to get out of the chaos and go to the calm. The Six of Swords is on the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to say you're the person who has the last word. You have the wisdom. You have the know-how. You're smart. You could be somebody who is a Capricorn Aquarius cusp. It feels like you are somebody who, I feel with the sun in the reverse, to me is like the sun is the sun, right? When the sun is out, you lay on the beach, the sun is the sun. It's always going to keep you warm, but it feels like there's no growth in something here. And it feels like with the 10 of Wands in the reverse, it feels like people can see that it's visibly taking its toll on you or weighing on you. So I feel like even though you don't know how this is going to end up, I'm going to say that either something you say or a point of logic you bring up that nobody can refute, because look, the King of Swords shows up with all the receipts. I feel like you are the one who has the final word, or you're the one with your high intelligence that mediates something here. Tell me about the King of Swords. Ooh, what? What is this? Look at that. The Tower showed up with the Emperor and the Six of Wands. I feel like it's something that you say, something that you do. I feel like people look up to you as the leader of the pack, the leader of the group, right? Somebody who, when you speak, I feel, Capricorn, that you're not a person who just talks. Like, I don't think you just blah, 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 blah. I don't think you just talk. I don't think you talk out your ass. I think that you are somebody who, when you have facts, when you have everything organized, when you know what's going on, when you've got the receipts, and you see two people that are at each other and they're arguing, you might step in and say, no, that's not what happened. Here are the receipts. This is what happened. So you two better get your story straight, because it feels like there's somebody in your group, in your home, in your workplace, somebody who keeps polluting the air. You know the ones, right? The ones who just can't stop speaking negative things into the universe. It feels like you're in sort of a situation like this. You're like in the middle. It feels like you're in the middle, but you didn't put yourself in the middle. I feel like you're standing there with the receipts, waiting for somebody to say something to the other person. The Tower shows up. I feel like because it's connected to the King of Swords, something you say shifts the whole conversation. It shifts everything, and now you're in the Emperor's seat. You're like, no, that's not what happened. If you really want the truth, I'll tell you what the truth is, but maybe you can't handle the truth because the King of Swords is here. And the King of Swords isn't sparing anyone's feelings. No, maybe you're the one. Maybe you're a jerk, and maybe you're on the way to being a jerk. Like, I feel like you're just telling everybody as it is, and I think you're mediating a fight of some sort. It feels like, because I'm looking at this particular Six of Wands, this is about coming from the fight or the war. I feel like you've been through this situation before. You've been through a situation where you've been through the fight and the war. You think this is all pretty damn petty. I feel like you're bringing the receipts to the situation, but also the Colosseum is here. And this is where people fight to the death, right? And so I feel like you're in the middle of a fight, but you standing up at the table says, no, we're not doing this. If you guys can't bring your energy of the Knight of Cups, then go home. I feel like you're over something here. Feels like you're really over it. We've got 10 of Cups. I feel like you're like, you know what, if you're going to be that way, then go. Because it's right next to the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is just going to say, Look, if you can't be kind, if you can't say something nice, then just go. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. Boy, you're bringing all the receipts. And we got the 7 of Swords. Yes. Oh my gosh. Capricorn, you're bringing something to an end. Is what you're doing. You're speaking your piece. And I don't think you're defending yourself. I don't think you're defending yourself at all. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like you're tired of it. It feels like you go to a family dinner and they're at each other again. And you're like, I'm not going to one more family dinner where everybody is at each other. I'm going to bring the receipts. I'm going to stand up and nobody's going to expect it. The 7 of Swords is here with the 8 of Pentacles. I'm going to bring all the details, all the receipts. I'm going to show them everything. And when I stand up, I'm going to tell them, 10 of Cups, if you can't say something nice, then don't say nothing at all. I think you are standing up in a situation that I feel has been weighing on you for a long while, and you're exhausted. I don't think you want to do this anymore. Tell me what is coming up in the outcome for Capricorn. Hierophant. Yep. Standing on business. The Page of Swords. Haha. Yes. And the Page of Wands. Look. I've been observing all you MFers. I've been observing you all. Look, if you can't, it feels like you're standing on business. You're like, no, I feel like you guys need to grow up, stop arguing. We're not here to throw fire at each other. I feel like you've been observing this whole situation and you're not on anybody's side. I think you're Switzerland. Only because I feel like you see both sides. You see that each person has their own perspective. And that's why people argue, right? Because people have their own perspective and we're not able to see things from each other's perception. And that's why we can both look at a tree and somebody's like, that thing stinks. Why are there bugs in it? And another person is like, gosh, that's the most magnificent thing I've seen. Get out of my way. I want to hug it, right? That's why we have such different ways of looking at things. But look, I feel like you could be mediating children. I'm just saying, whether they are grown children or whether they are little, I feel like you are standing on business and saying, no more fighting. Get to your room. Go to your room. I don't care if they're 35. Go to your room. That's what it feels like. I think this is you being brave. I'm going to put one more card on this 7 of Swords and 8 of Pentacles here. We've got the 5 of Swords. It feels like it is an argument or a fight or a difference of opinion, or every time we get together as a group, as a friend group, as a family group, somebody brings up politics or somebody brings up something that they're ready to fight about. And I'm done with the fight. I'm done with the arguments. I don't want to be in the middle anymore. So I feel like you stand up, Emperor, King of Swords, and you just lay it out. You just lay it out for them. Tell me what's around the corner for Capricorn. We've got the 7 of Pentacles. We've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Empress. There it is. I feel like you are standing up as the Emperor, whether you're what man or a woman. I feel like the fact that you're standing up in front of everybody and saying, sit the fuck down. I got something to say. That's Emperor energy. So whether you are the man or the woman, I feel like you're in your Emperor energy, but the Empress just showed up. So I think there's at least one other person in the group that agrees with you, because the Emperor and the Empress are on the same vibrational energy and they see things kind of from the same way, right? The Ace of Pentacles is here. I think that the Empress steps in and says, yep, exactly. That's exactly it. I feel like this person is standing up behind you and saying, look, you guys need to make your words intentional. This card came up over the King of Swords. You need to make your words intentional and know that whatever you're saying, that words matter. I always say that words matter. It matters what you use. It matters that you have intellect when you speak them. It also matters that you articulate what you're saying. It matters if you say the words the right way. Like it matters. Because wars have been fought over people saying things the wrong way, right? We've got the Knight of Wands. Yeah. There it is, friend. I feel like you stand up. You stand up in a moment when they're not expecting it, when everything is perfect. You put on your armor and you go to war. And you're like, you know what? Until we get this figured out, I'm the one that's in charge. So everybody needs to sit down and listen for a damn second. That's what it feels like. And I feel like you just want them to release. You want them to release whatever it is that they've been at each other about. 6 of Pentacles, back and forth. Reciprocal energy. It means like, when one says something, the other one won't sit down. The other one wants to argue as well. All right. Ooh, something's coming up. So we've got Libra and Taurus. We've got Aquarius. We've got Virgo and Pisces. We've got Libra and Taurus. We've got Aries, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Leo. We've got Pisces, Cancer, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Taurus, Sagittarius. Yep, and more Taurus energy. Standing on business. You sure are. Okay, Aquarius. Speaking of standing on business, let's find out what's going on. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aquarius. I think I've said this before. Some of my best life lessons came from Aquarius. They weren't necessarily delivered in the kindest way, but I think I needed it. Everybody needs an Aquarius. Tell me about Aquarius. What do we need to know about Aquarius for the next 7 days? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. We've got Ten of Cups. We've got the Six of Swords. I like that. No more chaos, friend. You're moving into a happier time. We've got the Three of Cups. Joyous, celebration, time with friends, reunion. And the Five of Swords. You know what I think you're leaving behind you is arguments and fights. We've got the Three of Cups here, the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is here saying that things are about to change. They're already in motion. Six of Swords is, to me, it is Gemini energy. I feel like you've had a change of mind. Feels like you've had some sort of an upheaval or a change of mind, or you're seeing things differently. You're not seeing them as chaotic now. You're seeing them as, you know what, I just need to be in a calmer place in life. Let them fight if they want to. The Three of Cups tells me that you're about to celebrate, have fun. Maybe you're about to be reunited with friends you haven't seen in a long time. Five of Swords is telling me that maybe you're a little bit nervous, but also it feels like what you're fighting for is happiness. It feels like that. What you're fighting for is happiness. The Ten of Cups is here. And so I feel like you're ready to fight for happiness. I just need celebration. I need to go and have a couple glasses of wine. I just need to be with the people that love me the most, or the people that I love. And I think that will happen because the Six of Wands is here. You're about to be seen under the sun here, coming back from the fight or the war. Maybe you've had a really hard cycle, and it feels like something here is about to get easier or better because the Ten of Cups is at the center of your reading. We've got the King of Wands, we've got the Hierophant, and the Queen of Wands is in the reverse. So I feel like you are in this energy of being happier because you're standing on business. Now, I've never known an Aquarius not to stand on business, whether they meant to or not, but I feel like people look at you differently. It almost feels like you haven't been around this group in a while, because now they're looking at you differently. They're looking at you as someone who is standing on business, like someone who's immovable. Like, just stop trying to change Aquarius. Aquarius is who they are. And they're looking at you as sort of being immovable, someone who's written their own doctrine, someone who's comfortable in their skin. Like, that's what this feels like here. The King of Wands is here. King of Wands is wisdom. It's wisdom to know when to burn the whole place down and when to just set a fire in the corner. So I feel like you are ready to, it feels like you are ready to be seen as the King of Wands and the Hierophant. As someone who stands on business, someone who is very motivated to stand on business. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Queen of Wands in the reverse is giving me the energy of, you know what, I'm not taking any chances anymore. So don't expect me to, like, the Queen of Wands in the reverse is being careful so they don't have to fall and scrape their knees. The Queen of Wands is somebody who is, has been alone for a while and doesn't really want to be independent anymore. So I feel like the thing is you go in and out of that, right? I'm going to say you're very independent, but you also like to connect to people once in a while on your own terms. Tell me what else is coming up here. I feel like this is a really happy time for you, though, because I feel like the Hierophant and the Ten of Cups is telling me things have really leveled out for you and that this is quite a happy time for you. Why do we have to have all this? Can you hear that beep beep going? All of a sudden, literally, the street in front of my house is literally 100 meters long. Like, it's not long at all, and like there's vehicles going up and down here. It's like, what time is it? It's like 9 at night. Come on now. Jeez. Anyways, okay. I shouldn't do that. But anyways, the 5 of Wands, Sagittarius rising. I'm just going to say it. 5 of Wands is here. Queen of Pentacles is here. And the High Priestess. You know what I feel? I feel like you're like, you guys do what you're going to do, and I'm just not going to get involved. That's what it feels like. So the 5 of Wands is here. And I feel like you're in this energy of, I just want to be happy. Just let me be happy. Let me enjoy my 10 cups right now. And the 5 of Wands is, I don't want to battle you. I don't want to battle the 3D. The Queen of Pentacles is stable and good. And always sharing, like you're the humanitarian, always sharing the overage, right? If you need it, I'll give it to you. Come on in, I'll make you dinner. Like it feels like you're in that kind of energy. But also the Queen of Pentacles with the High Priestess is giving me this, look, I know what's going on. And this is an Aquarius thing. I know what's going on. I don't have to say it. I'm just going to stay in this even energy and let you guys fight it out. I feel like you're in this place where you're so happy at this time, or you're having, like I wouldn't say that, that maybe life is grand, but I would say that you're in a place where you're pretty happy right now. And I don't think you are fighting it. But I also don't think that you're getting involved in anyone else's arguments either. I think you're just holding back, because the Queen of Pentacles wouldn't be somebody who would get involved in other people's arguments. The High Priestess, your intuition is telling you that. It's telling you, look, you're in a good place. Don't get involved in arguments where people are, don't put your hat in the ring where you're going to be involved in competition. We got the 4 of Wands. I think you just rather stay home. That's what it feels like. I think you just would rather stay home, friend, and just be, well, maybe you're going to invite people to your house. You might be buying a new house. There's somebody here who I think is looking at buying a new home, but I don't think it's a bigger home, to be honest. I think you're downsizing is what it feels like here. Your intuition is telling you that in order to get the most out of your finances, it's time to downsize. That's what it feels like here. That might be a bit of a battle for you. You're not really sure if that's what you want to do. I feel like somebody is like selling houses, selling businesses. It's like, I would rather have a liquidity in my bank account rather than have all these properties and businesses that I own. It feels like somebody is, it feels like that you are standing on business, Hierophant energy. It does feel like you have a business of your own, possibly, if I'm talking to you that does. It feels like it's going to make you much happier if you do. I'm just going to say. It's going to make you much happier, and it's going to move you to a calmer place and a place of celebration where you don't have to worry about this anymore. We've got the Page of Wands, we've got the Fool, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So you're planning something. And I don't think you care how long it takes you to get there. The outcome tells me that you've been planning something. The Fool and the Knight of Pentacles are here. It's steampunk. I like this deck. So there is something here that you've been planning, that you've been moving at slowly. I don't really care how long it takes me to get the thing that I want, but I am going to take the leap of faith. And it seems like it is kind of exciting, but you can see the look on the Knight's or on the Page's face here. It is exciting, but I don't think you're telling anybody. And that's sort of the way you are. You keep it to yourselves. I mean, that's a fixed sign thing as well, but very, very Aquarius, right? Keeping the plan to yourself. You don't want to get everybody all excited about your plan until your plan is exact, until you've actually executed the plan. So I feel like you really are taking your time to do that. The Fool tells me that you're about to enter a new chapter of your life. That's what makes me feel like you're downsizing or liquidating things. Maybe you're just giving away a bunch of stuff to charity. I don't know, but it feels like you're downsizing. Feels like you're not telling anybody. High Priestess energy is here, but I think you're doing it because the thing is you would think that people would liquidate because they don't have enough money or they sell things that are precious. But I think you're just unloading things. I think you're being very practical in the fact that I think that you see that I don't really need all this stuff. I don't need all this stuff. Like, why would I have all this stuff? I'm leaving it there. The card's popping off the table today. I'm leaving it there. If it wants to be on the floor, it can be on the floor. All right. We've got what's coming around the corner. We've got the Six of Wands. We've got the Nine of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, it does feel like you're saving money. I'm going to say that you're liquidating some things, but you're putting the money in the bank. I don't think that you're blowing up your life. I think that you're trying to put more money in the bank is what I think you're doing. The Six of Wands tells me that you will be very successful and people will cheer you on when you do this. And they're like, wow, that's really smart. So I feel like you're maybe somebody who is in business and maybe you've decided, I'm just going to keep this one business. I'm going to sell the other two. It feels like you are taking action on that kind of, I'm going to say, because to me, the King of Wands has wisdom, but also a controlled burn. So it feels like I know what I'm supposed to do, and I'm not going to do it quickly. I no longer want to live in this energy of taking risk, right? Because the Queen of Wands is resilient and takes risk. We've got the Eight of Cups in the reverse. It feels like you're returning back to somewhere. So I would say you're returning back home. Maybe you've been traveling. Maybe you've been away. Maybe you've been across the world. I don't know. It feels like you're coming back to your old stomping grounds. And I feel like you're about to save money. Look, I feel like you're doing the best thing because, oh, what's this? The best ales, wines, and spirits. You'll be in the best spirits, I think. This is alignment. Look, all the cups are lined up, right? It feels to me that this is going to be your alignment. And I feel that people will cheer you on. I don't think that part of it matters to you so much, but I think that people will cheer you on. I think people are excited to see you because it feels like you've been away. Maybe you've just been home, like maybe you're not traveling, but maybe you've just been home, but it feels like you've been away for a while. And people are ready to give you reciprocal energy. The Six of Pentacles is here. All right. We've got Pisces energy. We've got Aries, more Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It does seem like it's about your stability, a plan you have for your stability. We have Leo and Virgo here. We have Cancer energy and Sagittarius. We have Aries. The Fool is here in your outcome. We've got Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Gemini, Capricorn, Taurus. Yeah, I feel like you're doing it quietly and slowly because you know that once you step over the line, you're not going back. Yeah. And you just want to stay in this perpetual happiness, which is the Ten of Cups. All right, all right. Last but never least, Pisces. My water family. How are you, my two fishes friends? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. Let's find out what's going on for Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the next 7 days. Tell me about Pisces. We've got the Nine of Wands, Pisces. Why is that? We've got the Star. Okay, so first two cards out. I feel like if there is something, I feel like if you are in burnout, that maybe you've been working too much, it feels like it could be emotional burnout, but it also could be mental burnout because the Star is Aquarius energy. It feels like it could be... maybe you're just like, this manifestation shit's not for me. It's not working for me. Because Aquarius is a bit cynical that way, right? We've got the Seven of Cups. And we've got the Queen. Look, it's the illusion of stability. That's what it feels like. Look, I feel like somebody here, Pisces, I feel like you're burnt out. I feel like you've been working a lot. It's the illusion of stability. It's like, I'm never going to feel like I have enough. The Seven of Cups, overwhelmed. The Star, hopeful, but also feeling a little cynical. Like, I keep working, I keep saving. I just don't feel like I'm ever going to have enough. The economy's crazy. I was just talking about that on Facebook the other day. I'm just so sick of everything getting more expensive. Like, I only shop for groceries every 10 days, and I was buying a certain product that I always buy, and it went up $9 in 10 days. It's so crazy out there. So I feel like you feel in a bit of scarcity, because I feel like you're in the Queen of Pentacles energy, which means you're very organized, you're very practical with your abundance, your money, your time, your effort. It feels like that you are feeling overwhelmingly burnt out because maybe you've been working a lot. Like, it's made you the Queen of Pentacles, but it feels also like you feel a little bit burnt out. Tell me about the Nine of Wands. We've got the Page of Swords. We've got the Knight of Wands, and we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, I kind of like that the Knight of Wands has shown up because a 9 of Wands is here, and that's 10 Wands. That tells me that you're ready to release something. It feels like you've been carrying around an emotional thought pattern that I feel like you're trying to bravely release, because the Page of Swords is here, and that's the view from a distance, right? That's sort of the observation or learning something. And I feel like what you're learning is bravery in emotional things, but it's all hanging over the head of the 9 of Wands. So I would say that you've bravely been living through some sort of traumatic thing that has brought you to a place of being emotionally exhausted, because the 9 of Wands is being burnt out. But when the 10th one comes along and it's in the hand of the Knight, I feel like you feel brave enough to observe this emotional thing from a distance. It feels like it makes you deeply emotional, whatever it is. And I feel like you're ready to release some sort of deep, heavy, emotionally deep burden that you've been carrying here. Because I think you're in this energy of just wanting to feel energized. Like the Queen of Pentacles is the one who's really eating the right things to feed the body. And so I feel like you just want to have more energy, and you just want to drop something that's deeply emotional here. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. We've got the Empress. And we've got the 2 of Pentacles. So it does feel like it feels like somebody here is about to make a decision. 4 of Pentacles, which means we haven't been talking, shut off, shut down, not being very vulnerable. We haven't been talking, but somebody here is about to make a decision to say something. The Empress is here. And the Empress is always going to live in stability, but the Empress is also not going to chase. So I feel like the 4 and the 2 is 6. That tells me you want reciprocal energy from someone, but that person is shut off and shut down. 4 of Pentacles. They're holding back. And it feels like you want to talk about it. You want to get some sort of balance. And right now it's kind of in the wobble. So the Empress being here with the 2 of Pentacles tells me you've already made your decision. If this person should come forward, I feel like you are ready to talk about it, because I think you just want to release some sort of emotional burden you've been carrying. And then we have the 4 of Wands. Yeah, stability. I just want to celebrate again. I either just want your friendship back, or I just want something to stop being hard to live with. Like it feels the 4 of Wands is like, we used to have a lot of stability. We used to be best friends, or we were soulmates, or people would ask us, are you soulmate friends? And you guys must be soulmates. Like it feels like that. But it feels like you've gone to a different level in your life, and you have put the value on stability, which means that you're no longer arguing your way through things. You're no longer explaining yourself. It feels like you've built yourself a comfortable life of making good decisions, and all of those decisions contribute to your stability, which is the Empress energy and the Queen of Pentacles. It does feel like with the 4 of Wands that you are wanting stability with somebody, but you're also not going to chase them for it. So I feel you are still carrying around something that you keep thinking about. It feels like you would be glad to sort of leave this, unload it, I would say, because the 10 Wands is here. You would be glad to just relieve yourself of this deep, heavy burden, but I don't think it's up to you. I'm just going to say, I don't think it's up to you, because you're like, I'm not going to chase you everywhere. If you want to talk to me, come talk to me. That's what it feels like here. Outcome. Somebody's going to come talk to you. We've got the Knight. Yep, the Knight is here. The Knight of Swords, the 10 of Swords, the 7 of Swords. Friend, what you don't see is I feel, because you're in this Empress energy, if you keep manifesting it, it's going to happen. I feel like the Knight of Swords tells me you could be dealing with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, possibly. It doesn't have to. We got other signs here. But the 10 of Swords is here with the Knight of Swords is here with the 10 of Swords. Somebody needs to say it and just release it, because I'm tired of feeling betrayed. I don't like that it's going round and round in my head, and I feel hurt. It feels like somebody here really feels hurt, and the Knight is the one that just shows up and just blurts it out, just says it. I'm just going to say it. So if somebody shows up to you and wants to talk about it, you're just going to say it. You're going to be honest, because at this point I don't think you have anything to lose, but look, we got the Seven of Swords. And so I feel like something is brewing under the surface that you really don't see at this time. Something's being hidden and or concealed from you. You might need to straighten out something with someone. Maybe they think you lied to them, or you feel like they lied to you, but it caused bad feelings. It caused someone to feel betrayed, it feels like, and now they're up in their head. Look, I feel like this is going to go down. It feels like with the Knight, with the Ten of Swords and the Seven of Swords, is something that is being held under the surface. I feel it's about to be released, and it's going to be released in words. So I feel like if that's what you're manifesting as the Empress, I feel like that's the thing that's going to happen. I feel like you will eventually be able to release this heavy emotional burden, because somebody is about to be more vulnerable with you emotionally. It feels like somebody here is shut off, shut down emotionally, and I think that's the only reason that you're not talking. We've got the Three of Pentacles, what's coming up around the corner. Three of Pentacles, Four of Cups, and the Page of Cups. Guess what's coming? Somebody's going to say sorry. Yeah, there's an apology coming here. After, you know, and it really is outside of someone's comfort zone. And I think they're a water sign. It's outside of their comfort zone to apologize. This person doesn't usually apologize, but I think they're going to. Because I think that this person might look in on you while you're working. Like maybe you work where they work, or maybe you work in a place where they walk in. Like maybe you work at a retail place or a restaurant, or maybe you work at a place where they can watch you working, or maybe it's online. It feels like somebody here watches you work, and as they watch you work, they're kind of sad that they no longer have contact with you. It's really outside of their comfort zone to apologize, but I think that this person is going to apologize. Last card out is Queen of Wands. Somebody's making a bold move. Yep, I think they will make a bold move. King of Swords. Could be somebody who is quite intellectual, somebody who is thinking it, someone who gets caught in their head about, instead of just saying it, that they get caught in their head. I think this person is just going to say it because, look, Gemini, Uranus is in Gemini, and it's changing how we see things, how we perceive things. Thought patterns are getting uprooted and everything is changing, right? So I feel like the King of Swords has probably been fighting this feeling of wanting to say something. Yeah, this person has been blocked, I feel, with the Two of Swords, but look, there's the full moon. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, I feel like something could come to the surface around the full moon energy, because Scorpio is having a full moon. Full moons are always about release, right? So there could be a Scorpio full moon, flower moon is on May the 1st, right? So yeah, don't forget to book your appointment. It is that's the code to the 10% off if you want a private read, is flower moon. So we've got the King of Swords, who has been blocked and who's been moving super slow. This person is about to show up and stand on business. There's the Taurus energy, the stubborn energy of somebody who isn't usually the apologizer. And so we have, I feel, somebody here who isn't used to making apologies. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. They don't know how to say it. Taurus is here, right? Taurus doesn't often say that they're sorry. The Six of Wands is here. They're bringing everything out into the open. All right. What do we got here? We got Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We've got Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. We've got Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I already said Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I meant Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Look, everything's here. Yeah, it does feel like somebody is going to be showing up with some sort of an apology. It does. All right. I'm going to leave this right here. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. You guys take care of yourselves. Thanks so much for coming here and watching. And I'm out for now. Let me get up here. Bye. See you later.